Welcome back, Cooper's Kids. Mr. Hennig, are you there?
I sure am. Good morning, everybody. Can you believe it's our second week of online learning? It's May 20th, and we are the flowers are coming out on the trees, and I see so many new leaves. It is so fun to see spring come.
Yeah, and so welcome back to another Cooper's Connection time, and we have special guests again. Why don't you say hi if you're here? So we have, Mr. Baker.
Hi, how you doing, everybody?
And we have Mrs. Dirksen.
Hi, good to see you.
And Mrs. McKinnon.
Hello, good morning.
Oh, it's so good to have all of you here with us, and students and families at home and teachers and staff. Thank you so much for watching this. It just keeps us connected, and we want to celebrate so much with you today. And so here we go. Let's get started. All right, so we know that there were some glitches with our recording last week. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask you to pause at this moment and, rise for O Canada and go ahead and sing or sign or both. And we will provide the YouTube link for this signing that Mr. Hennig does with O Canada. So take a moment and pause.
So pause and go to the email and find the link for O Canada, then come back and hit unpause, and we'll be right here, we promise.
Yeah, we're just going to stop and wait and freeze for about 3 minutes. Just kidding. We're going to keep going. Here we go. And welcome back.
It's May, and we have two character traits we're talking about: curiosity and creativity. It's amazing.
That's right. And so, Mr. Hennig, tell us more about creativity.
Well, this is another definition of creativity: thinking of novel solutions. Now, novel is a word we don't usually use this way. Sometimes you might think about reading a novel, but novel means new. So a novel that you read is something that somebody wrote new. It was a new book. This is thinking about new solutions to problems. And that's another way we can be creative. When we have a problem that we have to solve, thinking about new ways to find solutions. And that's really, you have to have a strong mind to be able to use creativity in this way. So let's check in how you're doing. This is the pulse check. Think about yourself. How many of these things are true? I often seek out new experiences and ways of doing things. Do you like to find new things to do that you haven't done before, or do things in different ways? Sometimes for me, it's even if I'm driving and go the same way all the time, sometimes I like to take a right turn to go a different route just to try something new. How about this one? I like to think of different ways to reach my goals. I often make decisions that take me outside of my comfort zone. Sometimes it's uncomfortable to do new things. We are experiencing that in our family as we're looking at a move. I have a playful attitude toward learning something new. It's good to have a good attitude that finds fun in new things. And finally, I enjoy connecting the dots between seemingly different perspectives and thoughts. Finding the way different things that don't necessarily go together are connected. That's a fun way of being creative too. How are you doing on creativity? This is also suggestions about how you can get better in practice. That's awesome. Ms. Prudham, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Hennig. Those are really good thoughts. I mean, I was even thinking about them too. Wow, thank you. Now, curiosity, as you know, we have 2 character traits this month. And so curiosity, here's another definition of it: wanting to know more. And that's also a strength of your mind. And so imagine when we are using, our brain in creative ways and curious ways, we are growing it and stretching it and building it and making it stronger. So that's so exciting. And so let's learn more about curiosity. Here we go, pulse check. So just like Mr. Hennig did, and we've done pulse checks before, it's time to reflect. And reflecting is when we're thinking about what we're thinking. So here we go. So reflect on how you have engaged with the world this past week. Imagine we are in the world and things are happening around us all of the time for us to notice and see and think about. So here we go. How many of these things are true? I got so absorbed in learning that I lost track of time. How many of you have had that happen before? Yeah, I have too. And sometimes it's when we're being creative, we lose track of time. Or sometimes it's when we just love doing something, or we're really excited, or we're, really engaged. I talked to someone who gave me a new idea or changed my mind. That is really good stretching for your mind, because sometimes I think something and I talk to Mr. Hennig about it, and we talk about it and he helps me think of a new way to think about it, or my friends or my family. So giving us a new idea and changing our mind can be really helpful for our brain. And I took the initiative to learn more about one of my interests. So taking initiative is taking charge. And doing something. So you wanted to learn something new about something you're interested in, and you did it. So did you do that? And when I didn't know the answer to a question, I couldn't rest until I figured it out. How many of you are like that, where if you have a question or you have a wondering, or something is maybe you're curious about, or you're bothered by something, you figure it out, and you don't stop until you do. And I explored a completely new idea or topic just for the fun of it. That is so fun. And that's the power of the internet too, because we can learn a lot of really new, cool, helpful things, fun facts about our world. But also even just asking questions, asking our parents and our family and our teachers, and listening and learning all the time. It will grow our mind into a beautiful, beautiful place for curiosity and creativity. So here we go. I hope you had a good pulse check today.
Ms. Prudhomme, you know what? We have an Alexa in our house. And
Yeah.
even at supper time, sometimes we're having a conversation and we have a question. So the other night, one of my kids asked, what's the longest snake? So they said, Alexa, what's the longest snake? And we found out what the longest snake was. And you would just have information at your fingertips.
I have Alexa too, and I do that too. All right, we have curious questions from the 2B class. So Mrs. Beauparlant's class, thank you so much for these questions. Here we go. Number 1, do you like steak, Mr. Hennig and Miss Prudhomme? Mr. Hennig.
Oh my goodness, steak is one of our favorite meals in our home. I love steak.
I love steak too. I love it.
So yes, that's a definite yes.
Number 2, so do you like video games, and what kind, Mr. Baker and Mrs. McKinnon?
All right. Well, I do like video games. I like to play hockey video games. And I also have a really fun game that I enjoy that's called Civilization. And it's all about building a world.
And I don't like video games. A lot of you know that I love board games, and I really prefer that. And I've been doing a lot of online games while I meet with kids on Zoom this week too, like Scattergories and Hangman, things like that.
Cool. And you know what? Maybe those are considered video games because they're online. I wonder. That's a
Maybe.
curious question. And number 3, what do you like to do when it's really hot outside, Mrs. Dirksen?
Well, I like to sit on my deck and have a cold iced coffee. And if I'm close to a sandy beach, that would be my preference.
I'm curious about one more thing to your answer. Do you do gardening if you're outside, or?
I don't have a garden. I have a flower bed.
Okay, what about reading a book? Do you
Oh,
like-
yes, I
Okay.
would read a book.
Awesome, thank you. And the 4th question, we had to do some digging.
We did, and I learned something through this, Ms. Prudhomme, because
Me
we
too.
found a great video to answer the question, how do waves work? So let's go to the video. And when I watched it, I learned stuff.
So here we go. And we're not going to watch the whole video, just part of it. And we'll provide the link too.
Everyone watching this has probably spent some time at the ocean at some point in your life. The sandy beaches, the peace of the ocean, the crashing waves. But what even are ocean waves, and how do they work? Waves are caused by a number of things and contain massive amounts of energy. In fact, just 2% of the total energy of ocean waves could be used to power the entire world. There are essentially 3 types of waves: wind-driven waves, tidal waves, and tsunamis. Wind-driven waves form as wind passes over the surface of the water. Pretty simple. Energy from the motion of the air molecules in the wind is transferred to the top layer of the water through friction and pressure. These transfers of energy cause disturbances in the water that is carried through the water. One thing interesting about ocean waves is that the water isn't actually moving. Rather, it's the wave that moves through the water in general. This means that as a wave moves through the water itself essentially moves up and down, reacting to the wave energy moving through it. So wind can cause waves through friction and pressure, but there's also another hidden force to certain waves: gravity. Tidal waves are not massive tsunami-like waves like you may be thinking. These are actually just large waves that move across our planet. The gravitational forces of the Earth, Sun, and Moon affect how the water on the Earth behaves. The Moon has the greatest effect on waves as it moves around the Earth. As the Moon moves, it causes oceans to swell on either side of the Earth, or the side closest to the Moon and furthest from the Moon. As the Earth rotates, tides around the world go in and out, as we all probably know. The actual mechanics of this might surprise you, though. The bulge of the water on the Earth stays consistent with the location of the Moon, and it's actually the movement of the Earth that greatly affects tides going in and out. This gives the appearance of high and low tides, when in actuality, it's the Earth that's moving, not the water. The last type of waves to discuss are abnormal in nature. Tsunami waves are large, powerful waves caused by geological disturbances like earthquakes, landslides, or volcanic eruptions. Tsunamis are generally very large simply due to their nature and formation. Now that we've gone through the different types of waves, we need to understand.
So the later part of this film goes in more depth. And so we will stop it there. But wow, 3 types of waves. I learned so much.
Everyone watching.
And so thank you, Mrs. Beauparlant's class, for those questions. That was lots of fun. So continue to be awesome online, learning from home, everyone. We are so proud of you and your efforts and just your grit. Persevere, continue to try your best. Do not give up. And you know, this is about you and your learning and your mind, okay? And so we want you to continue to push yourself and challenge yourself in your learning. So thank you so much.
It's a lot of work, and thank you, teachers, and thank you, moms and dads, for all the work you're putting in to support the kids too. Everybody's working so hard.
And although we know this is a difficult time, you know, being away from school and lots of difficulty, sometimes it's tricky to be at home too, with lots of busyness and things, you know, a time of difficulty it could be an opportunity. And so that's our mind thinking of something new. Instead of when things are tricky or hard or difficult, let's see them as an opportunity. And it is. This week has been, and last week, an opportunity to try something new and to keep pressing forward and to challenge ourselves. All right, it's time to celebrate. Okay, here we go. And well done for any of you who are wearing your house team color. Put your hand up if you are. Yeah. Okay, so what are some awesome acts during online learning? Remember, we've got good choices, kindness, innovation, character and action, integrity and zest, so many things that I'm sure are happening at home. And so we have a few pictures to share with you. Mr. Baker.
Well, these are some pictures from kindergarten. Now, I have had the chance to visit with all of our kindergarten classes online, and I have to say that it's just been so much fun watching them learn. And we even had some joke days, which was really cool. Do you know what the difference between a teacher and a train is? A teacher tells you to spit your gum out, but a train tells you to choo-choo. Awesome. Thanks so much, kindergarten, and keep doing a great job with online learning.
Awesome. Grade 1, that's me. Grade 1 has had some fun days and they've been working hard as well. They're practicing lots of reading and they're practicing writing and math and so many fun activities. And so you can take a look, there's some dress up days here that have been very fun. And you know what, when we're doing a dress up day, we're being creative. That's innovation. Now we also have grade 1s and 2s.
Grade 1s and 2s have been having a lot of fun. Look at those pictures. It looks like somebody dressed up like a peanut. I don't know what that is. Online learning from home with grade 1s and 2s looks like fun.
You know what, Mrs. Dirksen, this is from Mrs. Campbell's class, the peanut, and a student arranged just a stuffy to pretend that they were working from home.
Oh, that's awesome.
Such a good photo. That's being creative too. And grade 2.
These are the grade twos. I see Mrs. Miller here working from home, and I'm seeing, I've had the opportunity to talk to a lot of the grade twos, and they're showing a lot of grit, really working hard, really trying hard. And it looks like that Mrs. Miller is working on floating, figuring out what sinks and what floats.
That's right. And I had the privilege of seeing a little bit of this lesson. It was so cool and so much fun. Oh, and grade threes. So I have to say, we are giving the 3K class some character and action points because there were so many cool things that I've seen in these photos. So well done. So lots of really good desk spaces and learning spaces that we've talked about for some tips for online learning. So you can see that there. Also, we have a student, Gabriel, who's been busy doing some really neat creative things. So making cookies. And at the top there, do you see those really neat butterflies? Those are paper butterfly origami type of designs that Gabriel made as well. And so lots of really good choices with learning and living well at home.
That's awesome. And our grade fours have been working hard too. And here's just a sample of some of the things they were doing. They're doing some bar graph practice for math, and they've been doing some fractured fairy tales, smurging different stories together. Oh my goodness, grade fours, you are so rocking it with the learning you're doing it. And our grade fives, here's a picture of our grade five teaching team, all happy to be supporting you at home. Thank you for the hard work you're doing, and we're just so proud of everybody. Well done.
And it's announcement time. Mrs. McKinnon.
Oh, we have the birthdays for the week. It was Caleb's birthday this week from 5i, Sam H from 5i, Jenna in 2M, Matthew from 4B, that's today, Lily in 2F, Emerson in 45U, Janelle 3K, Lily in 2B, Faith in 4L, and Kylie in 2B. Happy birthday to all of you.
Happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday. So many birthdays.
And here's one of our quotes for the month. Creativity is intelligence having fun.
And here's a quote by Walt Disney. Around here, however, we don't look backwards for very long. We keep moving forward, opening up new doors and doing new things because we are curious, and curiosity keeps leading us down new paths.
That's a great inspirational idea.
I know, hey?
So everybody,
And-
make today
Ridiculously amazing. All right, we're gonna dance with you. We're gonna end with a dance. I wonder if Mrs. McKinnon can give us some dancing music.
Hey, bum, 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 got any grapes? The man said, no, we just sell lemonade, but it's cold and it's fresh and it's all homemade. Can I get you a glass?
I don't know this song.
Yes. Then he waddled away, waddle, waddle, till the very next day, bum, 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 bada, bum. When the duck walked up to the lemonade stand, he said to the man running the stand, hey, bum, 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 got any grapes? The man said, no, like I said yesterday, we just sell lemonade, okay? Why not give it a try? The duck said,
All right, and everybody freeze, make a cool pose. And let's try one more, make another pose, 3, 2, 1. And make another pose, 3, 2, 1. Oh, I hope you had fun with us. Thank you so much for joining us on Connection Time.
And have a great long weekend, everybody.
Yes, stay warm because I think it's gonna be maybe a little cold.
Take care.